What is going on, guys? I have a few free days off, so I'm trying to sort of catch up on this shit because it's been wildly inconsistent lately, more so than normal, I think. So, you know, I'm just trying to finish a couple of these stupid fucking videos that I've already sort of had planned. So that's what I'm doing right now. That's the plan for this video and another one that I'm finally trying to finish editing today. That's been just on the iPad waiting to be edited for like a month and a half or so. And this video will kind of be made up of a bunch of different type of shit again, kind of like the last one I did. Not for any particular reason. It's just kind of shit that I felt like talking about. And that always manifests itself in different ways. Without rambling too fucking much, is what we're listening to. Assassination, Red Magic Faction. Yeah, man, this band's fucking on fire and they stay that way. Everything this project's done so far has been pretty goddamn good, and this new EP is certainly no exception. Should be an LP press of this one sometime soon, I think. Alright, let's get into it. The first thing we're going to talk about is a record from a project that I have been fucking obsessed with over the past month or so. And I'm talking about this. This is Old Nick with Witch Lymph and Flying Ointment. So Old Nick is a, I think, three-man project from, I want to say Oregon or Washington, something like that, but it is the west coast of the United States. And this band kind of came out of nowhere, at least for me, last year, with just a fucking volley of like EP and album releases. And we're probably talking about like around 10 individual releases. And not only that, the main man behind this project, and also the guy who runs Grindstone Records, he goes by Abysmal Spectre or something like that. He's also got his hand in a bunch of other projects as well. My favorite, of course, besides Old Nick, would be Curtain Wall. Absolutely fucking fantastic, super catchy shit. So, you know, this shit kind of, like I said, it sort of came out of the blue, and it's just been non-stop with new shit. It's pretty fucking impressive. I would recommend going to check out Grindstone and just listen to something that's there. It's all really, really good stuff. Now, this vinyl press was put out through Obscurant Visions, yeah. And since then, they've also done another vinyl compilation of 2 of the other EPs. And there's also been, through His Wounds, a vinyl press of Forest of Grief, which I will have coming at some point. So I'm trying desperately to keep up with the LP presses of this Old Nick stuff. This one I got secondhand through Discogs. I was just playing some of the shit one night and stumbled upon the song Broomstick Shrouded, which is the song I will use in the song clip of this little segment here, because it's easily my favorite song on this compilation. But once I heard that, I went, you know, straight to Discogs and overpaid for this. But honestly, I'm not mad at it. I listened to this one quite a bit. This is a really, really good record. So anyway, Old Nick is a black metal project that it just incorporates all sorts of really, really experimental elements into the music. And you know, I mentioned the song Broomstick Shrouded a second ago. That song incorporates like 8-bit music in with black metal, and it's so fucking cool. But the black metal stuff itself is pretty raw black metal. So like, you'll be listening to this and it is raw black metal, and then just something off the wall funky happens, and it's so fucking cool, man. It seems to catch me off guard every goddamn time, especially when I'm listening to a release I hadn't heard before. It's overly fun, and this is easily becoming one of my favorite running projects. Super, super goddamn good. So the album cover for this one is super fucking cool. I like the like individual colors representing each individual EP. So Witch Lymph and then Flying Ointment. yeah, cool cover. There is the back cover right there, put out through Obscurant Visions and Grimestone Records. Track listing, and this is numbered. I have number 180 out of 200. I think there was 130 of the black vinyl, which is what this will be. And I think there was also 70 of like a blue and purple swirl. Really fucking cool, but also, you know, not what I had available to me at the time. The vinyl itself is black, like I said. There's a side per EP, and this also includes a poster, which is a small poster, and it's pretty fucking silly, but I like it regardless. So yeah, man, too many good things to say. Absolutely one of my favorite running projects right now, and definitely among the most interesting of my favorites. So if you've never heard Old Nick, just start anywhere. It's all awesome. That's Witch Lymph and Flying Ointment. We're gonna move into some black metal that's a bit more straightforward, but also has a pretty heavy like DSBM lean to it. And this is easily one of the better black metal records of this style to come out last year. This is Lure with Morbid Funeral. So this was put out through Amor Fati last year, and I got my copy of this through Klaxon Records. They have since sold out of this one. But this is a really good black metal. Just three songs. Like I said, kind of like DSBM, but not like the Nocturnal Depression type DSBM, where it's like very slow and sort of there's like an emphasis on like acoustics and keys and shit like that. This is definitely a bit more you know, aggressive than that. But this whole record is super melancholic. The vocals are these like exaggerated howls, which I fucking love. And it's just really good, man. This one caught my attention big time when I first heard it, and I was happy to get an LP copy of this one. So the album cover is quite cool. I love this band's logo. Really nice. There's the back cover, like I said, put out through Amor Fati. It's just three songs, but it is a song per side. So there is a second single-sided LP that this includes. This is just like a fold-over cover, which is pretty shitty, but it's like textured, so it feels nice at least. All the lyrics and shit on the inside, and the vinyl itself is just black. This is the second side, so I can show you the D side is like etched. Yeah, fucking not possible to see what it is. It's like a skull with some fucking fire hair or something around it. So if you're into the depressive, suicidal type black metal, then this Lure demo is basically sure to tickle your fancy. This thing is awesome, and I'm really curious to see whatever it is that this project does next. So if you ain't heard it, check it out. That's Lure with Morbid Funeral. Alright, so moving on to another weird one. This one is not a metal band at all, but it is a project that I've been at least like peripherally familiar with for a while. But in terms of like being familiar with the music, it's only been a few months. And I am talking about Harley Po with B-Sides and Beyond. So I guess just intuitively you can probably make out what this is. It's a compilation of songs that were either on EPs or maybe never made it onto another like release. I'm honestly not sure because I'm not that familiar with a lot of the Harley Po stuff. I know there's three full-length albums now? I don't know. Honestly, this is the only thing that I own. And this was previously available on tape, and I think it was called B-Sides from the Basement, like the tape version of this one was. I'm honestly having a really tough time trying to figure out how to describe the music here. So I guess I'm gonna not. It's kind of like folky music, but there's a lot of really like sort of just fun elements that kind of make some of the songs sound like they're like kid songs. but like with fucked up lyrics. But I don't mean kid songs in like an overly silly way or anything like that. It's basically like, imagine if Macabre was kind of like a folk band. I guess that's probably the best way I can think to describe this, and it's probably fucking more inaccurate than I know. But yeah, I don't know, man. There's some really fun shit on here. However, my favorite song on this one is not really one of the fun ones. It's the song Phantom in Your Mind. But besides that, there's some good songs on here. Herschel is a cool song. The song Worms is a fun one. Late Night Creature feature. Powwow. Science Fiction double feature. I don't know, man. I've been enjoying this shit. And some of it is a little bit too weird for my taste, but honestly, I'm glad I have this because I find myself in the mood for it more than I initially thought I would. So this was put out through Ghost Echo Records, and I think I pre-ordered this one on Black Friday, I think. And yeah, it took a little while to ship, but I have it now, so I'm not complaining too much. And there were two versions of this one. The two versions of the cover, which basically it was the only difference was the colors here were switched. So like the pink would have been on this side, the blue on this side. There's the back cover right there with all the track listing, like I said, put out through Ghost Echo Records. This does include a CD of all the material on here and a inner sheet with some lyrics. But the vinyl themselves are quite cool. So this is a double LP, and all copies, 500 each, by the way, all copies came with a light pink and a light blue vinyl, which matches the cover perfectly, obviously. But I like the Ghost Echo label. Quite cool. So yeah, man, I wish I could, like I said, I wish I could describe this a bit better. I kind of pulled it out just because I've really been enjoying it. But you'll hear something in the song clip. Don't know what I'm gonna use. Probably Phantom in Your Mind because it is my favorite. But this is a good one. Check it out if you've never heard it. That's Harley Po with B-Sides and Beyond.
To bring you all to me, or figure out a way to get it back to you. But I'll follow you.
Alright, next up, we're gonna talk about something I've been fucking in love with lately. This is Idle Hands with Mana. So, right off the bat, it's an important distinction that this band is no longer called Idle Hands. If you look for this on YouTube, under this title, you will find it. But it's probably better to refer to this band as Unto Others, because that is what their name is now. I guess it had to do with some copyright bullshit, but it is cool to have the record and still say Idle Hands, because I'm sure all future pressings will say Unto Others. So this came out a couple years ago, and I never heard it until pretty recently when we went to Cincinnati. We went to IKEA, which is right outside of Cincinnati, and we went for that like cabinet that I have all my dead shit in up there. And on the way back, we had Spotify on, and I think it was like a playlist made up from a Rope Sect song, and I think that Unto Others, or Idle Hands, was the second song that came on right after the Rope Sect song, and I think it was the song Nightfall or Blade in the Will. I think it was Blade in the Will. And Kaylee and I were listening to her kind of in silence, and she was like, I kind of love this. And I was like, dude, I kind of fucking love it too. And from there, we listened to the whole album, and it is fucking incredible. It's kind of hard to describe, because I would say it's like a gothy take on heavy metal. So there's like, actually, it's a pretty good way to describe it. This sticker on the sleeve says, goth-fused heavy metal championed by the likes of In Solitude, The Cure, and Sisters of Mercy. So if you can imagine heavy metal fused with Sisters of Mercy, then you have Idle Hands. And I think if somebody had told me that, I probably would sort of grimace. But this is so fucking fun. The songs are super catchy, lots of really fun choruses, and lots of really cool little sound effects in the backs of a lot of these songs. Some really cool themes, just great songs throughout. Favorite songs on here would be probably Nightfall, the song Jackie, Give Me to the Night, Blade and the Will. Yeah, man, it's just super fucking fun. And there's not a song on here that I don't absolutely love. So yeah, I know I'm really fucking gushing on this one, but you have to hear it. There's the album cover there, really fucking cool. Back cover is cool as well. This was put out through Eisenwald, and you got all the track listing up top. So it's come with a big booklet, which just has like the lyrics and shit in it. So yeah, there's not too much of interest in here, but it is a nice way to present the fucking lyrics. And you have a picture of the band on the last page. And this also includes a poster of the band in front of a fucking bridge. And the vinyl itself is on a very fitting blue color, which obviously fits perfectly with the album cover itself. Last I checked, you can still get these through the Unto Others like store online. It's like Unto Others PDX or something like that, because it is a Portland band. I would recommend doing it. This is fucking awesome. This one is limited to 700 copies. And because it's fucking awesome, if you haven't heard it, give it a whirl. I have a hard time believing somebody could listen to this and not fucking love it. So check that one out, man. That's Idle Hands or Unto Others with Mana. This is the only record that we're going to talk about in this one that isn't a relatively new album or release, because this one is going all the way back to 1992. This is the second album from Samuel, entitled Blood Ritual. Now, being that this is an old album, this is actually a relatively new press. This is a 2020 Osmos Productions press of this one. And it's really nice quality, man. But in terms of the album, this came out the year after Worship Him did. And really with this record, like what I find listening to it is that this is a pretty prime example of like letting every individual instrument like really breathe. Because you can pick out everything that's happening here, which is good. It's not like a wall of fucking, you know, just black metal. But for me, the standout moments here are in the gallopy sounding songs. Specifically the song, I think, With the Gleam of the Torches, is the one where you put it on, it's undeniably, it's just like this fucking super gnarly gallopy riff right at the beginning, which is badass. But there's a couple moments on this one where it's sort of like acoustics or synths or something like that. And it just breaks up the album quite nicely. And the vocals are your sort of standard like mid-high sort of wretches. Nothing overly special with the vocals, but it fits nicely with the music at least. But I don't really need to go through the whole thing because you guys probably know Samuel. I pulled this out because it's fucking nice. The album cover is not so nice. I don't like this cover. I don't really like this style of art. Whatever. And I also don't like what the fuck Samuel did with their logo around this point. Yeah, I don't know, made it look like it's fucking made of metal or something. I don't know. The back cover is just like a close-up on the album cover with all the track listing. This is a gatefold. You got all the lyrics, and a lot of the lyrics on this one are quite good. I've only read along with it once, but it was still good. And there's a picture of the band. And this one does include a big square poster of the Ugly album cover in case you want to muck up your fucking walls. However, the vinyl itself is fucking cool. 600 copies on this black-white swirl. I love this fucking color scheme. I have a few records that look like this. But if you like early Samuel, then you already know this one. And if you like black metal from the early 90s, you also already know this one. I'm kind of just showing this one because it's a nice presentation of the record. Yeah, man, good shit. That's Samuel with Blood Ritual. I two more. The first one here is one that I was waiting for fucking ever, man. I've been waiting for this project to put out an album for 5 or 6 years. And I am talking about this. This is Underground Fire with Ashes of Life. So, right off the bat, I don't know if it's just for the presentation or if it's actually, you know, that the Rob Coffin Shakers was removed from the band name. Because every other thing that I own from Underground Fire says Rob Coffin Shakers Underground Fire. I don't know if that's part of the band name, or you know, if maybe by this point they just realize everybody gets it, it's a Rob Coffin Shaker project. We'll just title it Underground Fire on the cover. I don't know. And speaking of the cover, man, this one got fucking beat up in transit. I actually pre-ordered this on my birthday last year. Yeah, man, it's fucked. And it was from Critical Mass in Sweden. And, you know, when it came, the jacket was beat. And I was certain that the record was fucked too. But luckily, the record came perfect. And, you know, there's no issues with it at all. How? I don't fucking know. But, you know, I don't know, fucking the gods work in mysterious ways, I guess. But yeah, dude, this is a good fucking record. So a lot of the material on this we have sort of heard before on previous releases. The song I Wasn't Made for This World, Haunt Me, End of the Night was another one that was on a previous not EP. End of the Night was like a one-off single that just had like a music video to it, which is really, really cool. And I think that might be the only one of the songs that we heard before that weren't re-recorded for this album. Besides that, there's some other good songs on here. The song Black Hole is like a slow, really slow, sort of brooding song, which is badass. The song Summer Ends is one of the better ones. The song Underground Fire and Passage. Really, really good stuff on this one, man. And, you know, if you haven't heard Underground Fire, if you know who Rob Coffin Shaker is, whether it be from the Coffin Shakers or he was also in a sort of punky thrash band called Gehenna, which I'm not familiar with any of it, so if it's not punky thrash, I do apologize. But I know Rob Coffin Shaker from the Coffin Shakers, which is kind of like a dark country music, which is fucking incredible. Literally released some of my favorite material ever. This is Rob Coffin Shaker doing rock and roll. And good though it may be, it's not as good as the Coffin Shaker stuff, but I couldn't reasonably expect it to be so. Anyway, the album cover is super fucking cool. There's the back cover right there. You got silhouettes of the band members. Like I said, this was put out through Critical Mass Recordings. It does come with a sheet that includes all the lyrics and a picture of all 4 band members and some credits and shit on the other side. And limited to 200 copies is this really nice orange vinyl. Yeah, man, you kind of had to get in early to get one of these because I think they sold out in the first day, but yeah, really nice. But yeah, man, if you've never heard it, this is a really, really good album and well worth the wait that we had to endure. Badass. That's Underground Fire with Ashes of Life.
Desolated flames spread out throughout my mind. The promise of a world that leaves you far behind.
Alright, put a fucking cap on this one. This is a Nordvist Productions release, another 2020 album. This one initially got talked about in my 2020 like best of list, and just to save time I cut it out. But this is a really, really good record. This is Braun with Preta Verima Noci, which I have the translations written down here. First of all, Braun is Gaelic for sorrow, and the album title translates to Before the Gates of Night. So this is a band that formed in Scotland back in 2014, and much to my fucking surprise, this has actually been a relatively busy band. I'd never heard it before this full-length album, but being that they formed in 2014 and this is their 6th full-length album, they've been pretty consistent with releasing full-length material. And being that this is a Nordvis release, you probably don't need me to tell you that it is atmospheric black metal. However, this one's got a lot of really nice synth work on it, as well as, you know, sort of in contrast, lots of blasting drums. But it's really cool, man. I like this sort of style of atmospheric black metal, especially with the incorporation of all the pretty synthy shit. You know, which I think is probably like the standout element here. But this is kind of one I think you should just go listen to in full, instead of just, you know, hearing me describe individual moments, because there's a lot of special shit going on here. But album cover is really cool. I like the silhouette of the guy with his fucking stick. There's the back cover right there with the track listing, and it looks like 2 conjoined owls or something, which is cool. Nordvis Productions. This is limited to 500 copies. It does come with an inner sheet. I like that image a lot. And all the lyrics on the back, and all the lyrics are in English. Just 3 songs again. And the vinyl itself is black with the same cool image as a label. Very nice. So yeah, man, I kind of blew through this one, but you know, it's atmospheric black metal, you get it. Good shit. That's Braun with Preda. It's Braun. I got through that one quite nicely. This one, in terms of like the time it is filming, is a little bit shorter than it normally is, so that's good. Yeah, hopefully you guys find something you enjoy here. I don't know, if you like these fucking videos and you've never heard any of this stuff, you will find something you enjoy here. I kind of played the whole fucking field with this one, so hopefully you guys enjoy that kind of thing, and I'm still working diligently to catch back up on all this shit. So stay tuned, and we'll be back soon, guys. Later.